The young woman's laughter rang out, sharp and deliberate. Oh my God, they really let the help wander into first class now. Her eyes raked over Evelyn Morgan, gray curls, simple coat, brown skin, before she casually reclined into seat 3A. The cabin around them, polished and exclusive, seemed to shrink with the tension. Evelyn's fingers curled around her boarding pass, her knuckles whitening. The flight attendant arrived, adjusting his tie, gaze lingering on Evelyn's modest clothes with quiet skepticism. "Ma'am, this area is reserved for premium ticket holders." His words weren't loud, but they carried the weight of dismissal. A few nearby passengers exchanged knowing smirks. Evelyn's lips pressed into a thin, steady line. Without a word, she held out the ticket, crisp, legitimate, marked clearly with seat 3A. But the young woman's smirk only widened. "Cute," she whispered mockingly, tossing her designer purse into the empty seat. "Maybe next time, save up a few more paychecks, Grandma." The attendant hesitated, uncertainty flashing across his face. In the cockpit, a subtle message pinged to the crew roster. One name had just triggered quiet alarm. And in that moment, Evelyn's silence was far louder than the girl's arrogance. The cabin settled as the plane door sealed shut, but the weight of humiliation clung to Evelyn like a fog. She stood awkwardly near the galley, the young woman comfortably lounging in her rightful seat. Her legs ached, but her pride hurt far more. A flight attendant brushed past her, muttering under his breath, "Some people push their luck." Evelyn's fingers drifted to the pendant resting against her chest, a delicate silver crest, old but meticulously polished. It slipped from beneath her coat, catching the light. A sharp intake of breath came from the flight attendant. His eyes froze on the pendant, his confidence faltering. For the first time, whispers shifted direction. A man near the aisle frowned, whispering to his wife. A woman across the cabin tilted her head, recognition blooming across her face. Evelyn's thumb traced the crest, a quiet flashback stirring in her mind. She remembered her late husband, handing her the pendant decades ago, after founding the airline together. "It's more than metal," he had told her softly. "It's your place at the table." The memory flickered away as the cockpit door cracked open. Heavy footsteps approached, carrying a quiet authority that would soon upend the entire cabin's arrogance. The cabin hushed as the pilot emerged, tall, uniform crisp, eyes scanning the scene. He paused, his gaze falling on Evelyn, then on the pendant resting against her chest. His face shifted instantly. The young woman still sprawled in seat 3A, oblivious, scrolling her phone. "Is there a problem here?" the pilot asked, voice low but commanding. The flight attendant straightened. She doesn't have," the pilot raised a hand, silencing him. He stepped toward Evelyn and, to the shock of every passenger, dipped his head respectfully. "Ms. Morgan, welcome aboard. Your son sends his regards." Murmurs rippled through the cabin. The young woman's jaw slackened. "Your son?" Her eyes darted from the pendant to Evelyn's steady face. The pilot turned, addressing the attendants. "This woman is the mother of our airline's owner." Silence crushed the space. The flight attendant paled. The young woman clutched her purse, shrinking back. Evelyn's voice, soft but unwavering, filled the air. "I didn't come here for revenge, only a reminder. Class isn't stitched into fabric or flaunted with money." She gently placed her boarding pass on the armrest beside seat 3A. The young woman, red-faced, scrambled aside. Evelyn sat down, her presence quiet, but the lesson undeniable. Kiera's story reminds us that staying quiet doesn't mean staying weak. Sometimes, the quietest strength leaves the deepest mark. In those moments when it feels like no one will stand with you, it's your silent courage that defines who you are, not their words. If you believe dignity doesn't have to shout to be seen, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us, have you ever had to stand your ground when no one expected you to?